Did you know that there are certain sounds that most dogs just can't resist? And on the flip side, there are some sounds, though innocent to us humans, that can actually stress your dog and even harm their ears. In this video, we'll explore all of these and share powerful tips to quickly calm your doggo if they get startled by a loud noise. But first, why are sounds important? Have you noticed your dog suddenly perk up their ear, paying close attention to something you can't hear? Or dash to the door, eagerly anticipating someone's arrival, even before you know they're coming? Dogs have highly developed senses, including this incredible ability to hear sounds we can't even imagine. Their hearing range is 47,000 to 65,000 hertz, which is 4 times better than ours. They can hear sounds as quiet as -5 to -15 decibels. That's like literally hearing a pin drop in another room. That's why it's not surprising that some sounds we may dismiss can cause a strong reaction in our pups. While we humans are chilling during a movie night, our dogs might be experiencing something totally different. This supersonic hearing is a part of their wild heritage. Coming from a background of hunting, dogs needed to pick up on tiny noises from little creatures like mice to hunt for their food. They also had to be attuned to even the most subtle of noises to keep themselves safe. Understanding the sounds that make our furry friends happy helps us create a cozy space for them, which is great for their overall health and happiness. Playing music is a fantastic method to soothe your dog. A surprising revelation came from the Queen's College in Belfast that just like humans, dogs have music preferences. Researchers exposed 50 dogs in a shelter to a variety of music genres and observed their heart rate, cortisol levels, and other behaviors that indicate relaxation or stress. Dogs showed a significant calming response to classical music. They spent more time resting and less time barking. But hold on to your leashes for this one. A study by researchers from the University of Glasgow discovered that dogs may actually prefer reggae and soft rock. Next time you're planning a fun and bonding experience with your doggo, experiment with different genres to see which beats and tunes excite or calm your dog the most. Nature sounds hold a special place in the hearts and ears of our canine friends. It turns out that dogs find the ambient noises, like birds chirping, leaves rustling, or water flowing in a stream, incredibly soothing. This preference harks back to their ancestral roots. Wild environments were their original homes, and these sounds are deeply ingrained in their instincts as comforting and familiar. If you can't take your furry friend out for a walk as often as you'd like, or if your walking routes often take you through busy streets with honking cars and other sudden noises, play some gentle forest or beach sounds at home and watch your dog relax into their natural Zen state. Another heartwarming fact about dogs is their deep connection to the sound of their owner's voice. It's more than just recognition. It's about the bond they share with you. Research has shown that dogs can differentiate between the voices of familiar people and strangers. What's really fascinating is how dogs don't just recognize your voice. They tune into the way you say things. Your cheerful, lively, high-pitched tone communicates to your dog that you're happy and pleased with them. And when it comes to calming your dog or forming a bond, a gentle, reassuring voice works wonders. Even the sound of your footsteps can be soothing to them, as these are sounds associated with your presence. It's fascinating how these everyday noises, which we often overlook, play a huge role in our dog's emotional well-being. A lot of dogs quickly pick up on the connection between specific noises and their human's long-awaited arrival. When your dog hears a familiar car sound getting closer, they just know it's time for some love and fun, and the sound of a doorbell or the jingle of your keys can send them into a tail-wagging frenzy. However, if your pup startles or jumps uneasily at the ring of your doorbell, consider switching it up with a doorbell that can play gentler sounds, like the soothing tones of chimes or the rhythm of marimbas. It's a small change that can make a big difference for your furry pal. Another delightful sound that is sure to perk up your pal's ears is the jingling sound of a leash that they associate with an outing. However, leash sounds may elicit a negative response in dogs who've had prior unpleasant experiences with them, like driving to the vet. If upon hearing the sound of the leash, your doggo tucks in their tail and refuses to budge from their safe space, gradually pair the sound with something positive like treats or playtime. Dogs are naturally sociable creatures who love mingling with both humans and their fellow canines. They often use sounds like barks and howls to chat with each other. Now, you might think a dog barking at another pooch is showing aggression or marking its territory, but it's often just their playful way of saying hi and figuring out their place in the pack. You can tell it's all in good fun when you see them wagging their tails and maintaining a relaxed stance. If your doggo gets too caught up in a social interaction, you can always call them back with a whistle. This tone is quite distinct, and it's hard for us to sound mad when we whistle, so dogs treat this sound as a signal of positive interaction. This makes whistles an effective tool for training. Researchers have found that you can use different whistle patterns for different commands, and commercially available whistles work just as well. Consider incorporating a whistle into your routine to turn training into a positive and engaging game for your dog. And then there's the magic of squeaky toys. Squeaking may be a sound we're not particularly fond of. Heck, it can be downright irritating. So why does it make our dogs go nuts? The most popular belief is that this sound is tapping into their primal instincts, mimicking the sounds of small prey. This is exciting to dogs and evokes that wild instinct to catch the toy and satisfy their prey drive. If your dog stops playing with a squeaky toy even though it's still perfectly good, they might think they've successfully captured the prey and it's no longer a challenge. To maintain your dog's interest, switch out their toys regularly. Also, remember that the higher pitched and annoying the squeak is, the more it enthralls your dog's attention. Perhaps the most ear-catching sound of all is the unwrapping of a plastic bag. It's like their internal snack alert. Whether they're snoozing or sprinting outdoors, within mere seconds, the sound of a bag unfolding has them springing into action, eager for a treat. It's not just the bag sounds, though. The clatter of dishes and the opening of food cans are like a dinner bell for dogs. They can hardly contain their excitement, always hopeful for a bite of whatever's cooking. So how to train your dog to stay calm in the kitchen? Consistency is key. If you fed them table scraps yesterday, but not today, they're left wondering what changed. Chances are, they'll just keep begging more insistently and getting more anxious despite the attempts to calm and discipline them. So if you shared once, just keep on sharing. Or consult a dog behaviorist on how to gradually train your dog to get used to their new, stricter dieting habits. But it's not all fun, treats, and games. Some sounds can be stressful or even harmful to dogs, though it's not always the type of sound that bothers them, but how loud it is. Everyday household noises like a running washing machine or a hairdryer aren't usually a big deal. But here's a shocker. Sounds louder than 85 decibels can actually harm their ears. What seems normal to us, like the beep of a smoke alarm or a microwave's ding, can be unsettling for them. That's why it's a good idea to keep them away from lawnmowers, alarms, car sirens, or those super noisy concerts, especially if they are a constant in your neighborhood. Prolonged exposure to loud noises like that can be too much for their sensitive ears and even lead to partial hearing loss. But how to tell if a sound is bugging your dog? Watch their body language. If they're pacing, shaking, whining, drooling, or hiding, that's a big red flag. Their ears might be pinned back, or they could be panting heavily. These are signs they're not enjoying the noise. To help your dog feel at ease, try talking to them in a soothing, cheerful tone. You can try a mix of calming sounds for your dog, some mellow reggae or the soothing sounds of nature, like a gentle stream. You'll find that music designed to calm dogs is slowed up to 60 beats, which has been shown to slow down their heart rate. Your dog's sleeping position can actually tell a lot about their mood. What position shows that your dog trusts and loves you? And can you tell at a glance if they are anxious? Check out this video, where we discuss the hidden meaning behind your doggo's sleeping position.